Hi everyone, I'm Steelart. Welcome to my channel about my favorite board game Beast. There are not many recordings of Beast with advanced and high level of play. And so, in this video, I wanted to show you a dual game I played with my friend XeroX.
That would be me.
Here we will not talk much about the basic rules. This game was originally played using a physical copy, but later I restored the recorded replay in my hobby implementation of the Beast game. Check out the links in the description to follow the official game resources. I would recommend joining a very friendly Discord server where you can always ask about rules, advice and look for online games in the tabletop simulator. And also recently Studio Midhall announced a lot of new projects in the Beast universe. Among them, you will find the official digital implementation of this great game. So follow the Kickstarter campaign to not miss it. But let's return to this replay. Here we will tell you about game decisions, nice moves, mistakes and give several tips about general strategy. The Beast game is soon releasing a new expansion, Shadow Dials. Alongside it, the core game has received some patch updates. For this match I played Fangrir, using her updated abilities from the patch.
As for the hunters, I picked Grimger, Assar and Iona, played in that order. Iona is critical for dealing with Fangrir's summons, and both Grimger and Assar were picked for their mobility.
We played the classic Disturbance of the Northern Guards contract. The game was quite close, as you will see it soon. Let's begin! First of all, let's look at the contract. You can see that if the beast can follow it, it will have a summon action at the start of every night. And Fangrir has a huge advantage from this reward, as you will see in this game. The hard part of the scenario for the beast is that starting from the second night, the scenario rewards are deeply bound to the map areas. My plan for the game was just to follow the rewards. As the starting upgrade, I've taken the movement after a ship death. In the original game, it had just 0 cost. But this upgrade is really very powerful. It was too cheap for the advantage it gives. So after the fix it costs 2 grudges. With this upgrade, every attack card has a potential movement. And movement in this game is a very valuable resource. In the beginning of the game, I placed myself at the convenient location near the center, where I can spend my most powerful cards without much risk of being caught just from the start. Now I need to see where the hunters go.
As a hunter, I recognize that the upper half of the map is far more convenient for Fangrir, since there are more forests and more sheep compared to the lower half, both of which are great for completing the first day beast contract. Therefore, I placed my hunters as such. Grimger starts in Cjbeards. From here, he can establish control over effectively the whole region, after only 2 moves and the Cleaver Watchtower here. Alternatively, he can rotate quickly towards the bottom of the map. Assar will start in the Savfk fjord. This is done to prevent an early aggression towards this farmer, as well as to further establish control over the top half of the map. With this layout, Iona could start anywhere in the lower half of the map. But I picked New Arkstad in the New Elda as it seems to be more convenient zone for Fangrir.
The draft set aside the pursuit card for me, so now I can rely on at least one beastly talent card. Seeing Hunter's position, I decided to go southeast to force Hunters to spend a lot of resources to be on my trail, and better be hidden as long as possible to not give information to Hunters. For the first day, my plan was to gain the night reward and some grudges more. By the end of the day, I wanted to be in a position to kill a farmer from Queenstown or New Arkstad at the start of the second day. From the draft itself, I chose the animate card. Giving it to hunters means that they would have access to Ensnare, Hidden Passage and Adept cards for sure. The Charge is also a nice card here, but the animate is just better.
This draft seems to be more favorable towards hunters, as I got both teleport cards, Hidden Passage and Adapt, as well as a few nice cards such as Bolster and Dark Dealings, although sadly I didn't get Ensnare. For Grimger, I will pick the hidden passage as I want to have it somewhere early in my turn order. Assar is already quite a mobile hunter, so I will prefer bolster over adapt and prowl. For Iona, I decided to preserve the unearth in order to prevent Steelart from getting the ancient power.
Between Rush and Dash, I choose Rush as more reliable variant.
Grimger will pick Charge, since Assar already has an attack from Avarice, and Insight will be more beneficial for Assar compared to Grimger. Assar will take Avarice, passing the Dark Dealings to Iona for a possible double bolster combo. Iona gets Adapt as teleportation is stronger than movement.
I didn't know whether the hunters had the ensnare card, so I wanted to start the day with spending the two my most valuable ability cards. I played the Prey Upon card to kill a ship and move 2 times because of the Natural Instinct upgrade. After that I played the Summon Wolf card to place a wolf as far as possible from myself. Wolves are very deadly summons, so I wanted hunters to spend their resources to kill that wolf instead of hunting me. After that, I moved down and waited what hunters would do.
For now, I'll refrain from moving Grimger until I get more information on Beast's movement. Instead, I will use Assar as a scout, moving him towards the middle of the map to figure out whether Fangrir decided to move north, which she didn't. Here, I made a mistake. Instead of moving Assar the way I did, I should have instead moved him to the center like this. It would grant me the same information, but I would end up in a more favorable position because of my insight and the summon being nearby. And Iona will also pass, as I still don't know where the beast went.
The hunters still didn't know where I was going, so I had time to complete the first day quest and get additional cards also. I played the Animate card. The wolf killed the nearby ship and I was able to move from that. But actually I forgot about this option in the game, so I just picked the unused card. All 3 cards are quite well to be picked. But from the location where I was standing, I picked the haste card and played it as my second card. As you see, transforming both settlements to the forest reduced the power of the Adapt card. I gave away my location, but instead removed an option for hunters to relocate to me fast enough.
This is bad. I now can't use Adapt, and nor do I have enough movement on Iona to get there. Therefore, I decided to teleport Iona to Assar in order to deal with the summon and use Bolster. In the meantime, I'll start moving Grimger south. Then I'll move both Assar and Iona to the center. And I'll use Bolster, getting the Blade of Valch for additional garage and Flare for protection. After that, I managed to kill the summon, but sadly I don't get an additional move from track since there were no tracks.
I needed to decide where to go. I counted my cards. They gave me the opportunity to go to the bear, kill it, and go to the range for placing a nightly wolf to kill the Queenstown farmer at the start of the second day. So I started to move to the bear. It was a nice turn to use the Gather the Pack card, because hunters know where I am and it is the forest location. The next one was the Lurk card. So now I played all the open information I had, and hunters needed to guess what I can do more.
For hunters, nothing much has changed, so Grimger is still pathing south. Assar is in convenient position to use Insight, in turn moving all hunters. and Iona uses Dark Delix to return a hidden passage to hand, further threatening the beast if it decides to engage.
As I said, my plan was to kill the bear. I could do it efficiently in 4 turns. On the first turn, I needed to play the Pursuit card and got the Strange Summons card. On the next turn, I could play the Strange Summons card and attack the bear for the first time with the Prowl card. From that, I could take the Rage card. So I might kill the bear on the third turn with the Rage card, and then I could run away with the Rush card on the fourth turn. But in the game I was afraid to be caught in the corner. Grimger was too close to me, and with his clever card he would soon know where I was and where I was going. So I decided to change my mind, go upper and wait what hunters would do.
Grimger finally got to the settlers, but in the process he ran out of movement cards, except for Charge, which I want to preserve for now, as it is my last chance at dealing damage to Fangrir with Grimger. Therefore, I'll just use Cleaver to figure out where the beast went, as well as to transform his location back into a town, which will be useful for future teleportation through the Adapt card. Even with the new information, Assar currently has no useful place, so he'll just pass. Iona, on the other hand, has too many cards, so she's forced to play a card. For this purpose, I pick a Nerve, which will fully reveal Fangrir's path.
From this turn, my goal was to be near Queenstown and have 5 grudges for upgrades. I played the Pursuit card and got the Rage card. Then I played the Prowl card to get the Strange Summons card and kill a sheep. The Nature Instinct upgrade helped me to be hidden after this move.
Fangrir has moved once from the last known position and can move at least one more time with the Strange Summons. And while it is virtually impossible for the beast to kill a settler today, it is quite achievable in the first beast turn in the next day. So the question is, which settler the beast wants to kill? In this position, I foresee 2 possibilities, either a farmer in the transformed city to the south, or a noble from Cjbeards to the north, both of which are just 3 moves away from the last known beast position. So now I have to figure out which one it will be. To do so, Grimger will discard Hunt to move north to later check the beast's movement. Assar will still pass, and Iona will use Adapt to relocate to Cjbeards to check whether the Fangrir went to the north. And as the Hunter item, she will pick the Hunter's Bell to heal herself and to get additional movement.
Here I made another mistake. It seems I forgot to take some grudge during the game and thought that I had only 3 grudges at that moment. 1 more will be from the night reward, but I needed 5 grudges for upgrades. So I decided to spend the Strange Summons card just to move by the flee action.
Here I realized that even by moving Grimger north, I won't be able to tell whether the beast went west or north. Thus, I opted to instead move back to the watchtower in order to have increased vision next morning. Assar, awaiting his moment, will still pass, and Iona will heal herself and move south to check for any tracks, of which there are none.
I know that Iona still has a hidden passage card, so I may wait until she uses it. Just pass for now.
Grimger has no cards left, so pass. But Assar will finally start moving by discarding his Hunt card to get closer to the beast. And with Iona, I wanted to make sure that the beast didn't go straight north from its last known position, so I discarded the hidden passage to check. Which in hindsight was a mistake, as even if the beast did go north that way, it would then need to waste a few cards moving to kill the noble in Cjbeards, giving me time to react. So instead, I should have used the hidden passage to relocate Iona to Assar, so my hunters would have at least stayed together.
Now my pass might mean the end of the day. From the replay I would say that it will be totally okay for me. But in the game I thought that I need one grudge more. And also I know that Iona has the flare card. So I decided to kill a sheep and move on the settler with the hope of Iona spending her flare card. It was a mistake, because now hunters know where I am and can track me much better.
Flare got triggered, but because both Fangrir and her summons have an additional movement before attack, I decided not to use it as it won't save the farmer in this situation. But back to my turn. With Assar, I decided to play the Blade of Valch to upgrade the Explorer, gaining a single move and a hunter item. I got a hunter's bell and moved south to block the beast's escape route for the next day. And Iona moved back, trying to catch up with the other hunters. And with that, the first day has ended.
I had to decide how to kill the Queenstown farmer. I had a big temptation to upgrade my own attack, but Assar got an unknown card. If it was a smoke bomb card, then it would ruin all my plans. So I decided to follow my initial plan. I just summoned a wolf over the farmer and then upgraded my summons a lot. I picked the upgrade for a wolf's charge after my attack and a wolf's move after my move. And I took the free upgrade, why not?
Understanding that the Fangrir will now be even more mobile, I'll try to squeeze as much mobility as I can from my hunters. For this reason, I chose the following upgrades. Grimger will get Watchtower Passage for additional teleportation. Assar will buy the Resonance, picking Grimger as his target, so that I can chain teleport with Grimger and Assar. And lastly, Iona will get Joint Effort for additional movement, and Crepuscular to get in the same zone as the other hunters.
Here the Hidden Passage card is the most powerful choice for me and for the hunters as well. And I started to plan to pick the Brutality and the Unbending Will cards from the arsenal.
Grimger will keep Haste, sparing the other movement card for Iona. Prowl will go to Assar, as Iona would be less effective at tracking the beast, and Iona here has a hard decision to make, picking between two good cards, but taking the Dark Rituals seems to be more optimal decision, since hunters will need as many cards as they can get.
The Dark Dealings card is much better than just an attack with a bonus grudge. And giving away the Everrace card to the first hunter is likely not so dangerous compared to the Everrace card in the hand of the last hunter.
Assar will likely be hunting the beast, so Pursuit will be more useful in the hands of Assar, thus Grimger will pick Charge. Assar will pick Animate, passing Rush to Iona to spread the movement cards more evenly, and Iona will get Adapt, which is always a pleasant to have on Iona. After the draft, Iona will move because of her upgrade, and she will move south to get in the same zone as the other hunters, which is good because of her other upgrade.
I started the second day by the Prey Upon card. Because of my mistakes I was a little bit trapped. The Watchtower detected the movement south and east, and Assar itself detected moving west. So I decided to move the wolf south and I went north. Now on any Fangrir's move, my summons may move also. After that I needed my wolf to kill a sheep to win one bonus movement.
Because I had established a good vision over the escape routes, I now more or less know where the beast went. Because of this, I'll play Haste to move Grimger closer to the beast, but since the card is red, the Resonance will trigger, giving Assar additional 2 moves. Assar will first move south, but since there are no tracks, he'll proceed south, and luckily, he finds the beast. For the second card, Grimger will play Track to get closer to the beast, as well as to move Iona in range for more damage to Fangrir. Assar now finds himself right on top of the beast, so he'll play Hunt, preserving the other cards for later. And finally, Iona is now in range to play a Rush and Hunt combo, dealing another damage to the beast.
My death was very close. I needed to go away. I played the dash card and decided to go northwest. From this position I can threaten the hunter's reward or just go to the third night reward closer to New Arkstead. I moved the wolf closer to the farmer. Actually, it was another mistake. It was better to save it from a distance from towns. For myself I was far enough, but for some reason I decided to make one more step, and it was one more mistake. With the Gather the Pack card I gave away the information that I ended my turn on the forest. And also I didn't move the wolf. All of that gave hunters a lot of hints where I was.
Since all hunters are close together, it's a good time for Grimger to use the Avarice to move all hunters west. Then Assar will use Track to figure out where the beast went, which, as I predicted, was somewhere northwest. Iona will then use Adapt and Silver Arrow to deal with the summon near New Arkstead, and in the process she'll pick up the Hunter's Rest for additional grudge.
Here was a simple move to restore my resources. I played the Hidden Passage card to get the Unbending Wheel and Brutality cards. I still didn't know whether the hunters had the Ensnare card, so at that moment it might be a mistake to play the Unbending Wheel card in this turn. I just passed.
Thinking about where the beast can be hiding, I noticed that on the board there's a nice strategic place with both a sheep and a forest, both of which Fangrir loves. So after moving Grimger a bit closer with charge, I'll play Prowl on Assar, moving him north twice. And luckily, the beast is in fact there, so Fangrir earns another damage from pursuit. And Iona will play the Hunter's Rest to gain grudge in order to be able to use Flare.
Now I was almost dead, and that means I needed to play more straightforwardly. Good thing was that the hunters didn't know my plan. So I started to move towards the farmer from the New Arkstead. The Unbending Wheel and the Prey Upon cards gave me one more grudge and 2 movements.
I've dealt some serious damage to the beast, but now I've ran out of most important cards, and now I'll have to play slowly. So Grimger will just pass, Assar will play Animate to get the bolster as a last chance to get some movement, and Iona still has the Dark Rituals, but at the time I didn't want to play it, although I don't quite remember why. But anyway, I played the track without moving anywhere in order to effectively skip my turn.
At last, it was my turn to play slowly. Grimger has 0 action cards, and it means Assar and Iona had to play something. So I just moved a little bit south by the Lurk card.
Grimger will still pass. Assar played Bolster and got Smoke Bomb. And Iona finally played the Dark Rituals, returning Silver Arrow to hand, while Grimger returned Track to hand.
I was in a good position until the end of the day, so I decided to maximize my resources before the next day. With Dark Dealings card, I picked back the Hidden Passage card.
With Grimger, I decided to check whether the beast went towards the middle of the map, although Moving even further west would have been a better move, since the beast couldn't do much harm if it went towards the center or just east, and both Assar and Iona have nothing to do, so pass.
Okay, I had a lot of time. I played the hidden passage card again. It was time to pick the unknown cards. I was lucky. The intuition and the rage cards are very nice.
Grimger continued moving north to check whether the beast went east, and Assar moved closer to Winterwig as to be in range for a smoke bomb. Iona will still pass.
Nothing really changed. I've played the Unearth card to improve my resources more. The Insidious Growth card is not the best for me, but it can be used at least to move.
Grimger played Cleaver, completely cutting off path towards east, and Assar and Iona pass.
Now it was time to act. I discarded the Insidious Growth card to place myself off the farmer.
All hunters pass.
It was possible that Assar had another flare card, so it was a little bit risky to kill a farmer. Whew, no flare! So I can attack with ancient power and kill the second settler. After that all players passed. It's reward time. I decided to take the beastly talents first. They were the hatred and one more intuition card. After that, I placed a summon to kill the farmer from the new Arkstead at the start of the third day. Such a position of the wolf was also a problem for Iona, because I had an option to kill Iona herself. I decided to not upgrade anything now. Hunters also decided to skip upgrades. And it was a very nice draft for me. Without the Adept and Hidden Passage cards, the hunters will have big problems with uniting and chasing me. So here the Hidden Passage card is the best choice.
With this draft I focused on movement, so Grimger picked Haste, Assar got Unnerve for better tracking, and Iona got Dash.
Here I picked the charge card because now I saw a possible victory very close. With my upgrades, the charge card can give 2 movements and can trigger the wolf's charge also.
Grimger will take Pursuit for dealing with the summons, Assar will pick Bolster to hopefully get some good cards, and Iona takes Ensnare. After draft, Iona will need to move away from Fangrir in order to not get killed.
Now it was easy to kill the farmer from the new Arkstead. I just went to kill a ship with prey upon card. At the same time, the wolf attacked the farmer for the first time. Then, with the summon wolf card, I killed the farmer, and after that Fangrir moved and the wolf moved also.
Desperately trying to catch up with the beast, I played Haste on Grimger, triggering Resonance and moving Assar after him. After this, Assar played Unnerve, revealing that the beast went south and thus is likely out of range. And Iona played Ensnare, which sadly didn't really do anything. At this point I had virtually given up, and because of that I made a big mistake. If Grimger had played Track, moving into the same zone as Iona, and Assar had played Scout and then Track, Iona would be thus moved by 2 additional moves and could kill the wolf, while moving onto the noble, possibly preventing the beast from killing the noble.
It was almost the end. I played the Rage card to activate my wolf, and here you can notice another small but important mistake. A better play was to move a wolf after the charge one step away from Iona. With Grimger's and Assar's cards, Iona can still reach the wolf. Anyway, I passed and was thinking about the final blow.
In this position, bolster was my last chance to do something. But sadly, I didn't get anything useful from it.
It was the end of the game. I didn't want to risk triggering a possible second player card, but it seems it would not be important in this situation. All blows were done by my wolf. To activate it, I attacked the bear, and then I played the Adept card to activate the wolf once more. In conclusion, we can give several tips. First of all, track the rewards and bonuses. It's quite easy to forget to gain a grudge, card or movement in the middle of the game. For the beasts, I would suggest being careful and not to find yourself between hunters and thus reducing the possibility of hidden movements. For hunters, I would suggest not giving up too early and always look for movement combos. Also, I suggest trying the girl power. Helga, Warrior and Iona are very powerful versus Fangrir. I hope I will manage to record and show a game with this combo also. As I already said, the game was originally played offline and recorded. You can see now how it was looking. So I believe that the restored replay you saw here is much better. It was recorded by my hobby implementation, and in the description you may find some technical details about it. Thank you for watching this video, and goodbye!